So we've got a histogram question. With histograms, it's the area that represents the number of people, or the frequency. The frequency density always on the y-axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out the area of these shaded rectangles, because that will give me the number of people represented in this diagram. Okay. So the first one you can see is 0.7 high and it's 10 wide. So that rectangle, oh I should write 0.7, sorry, excuse me, 0.7 wide, high and 10 wide. Next one you can see is 2.4 high, sorry, 3.4 high, and it's 5 wide. Next one you can see is from 15 to 24. That's, what's that going to be, 9 wide and 1 high. Yeah. Next one is 6 wide, isn't it? Be careful there. So it's 2.5 high times by 6, and the last one is 4.8 high, I think, and it's 15 wide. So if I quickly calculate the total area, that will tell me the number of people who are represented in this diagram. Do use brackets on your calculator. I wouldn't put down a string of multiplications and additions. Your calculator does not understand big maths. Okay, you need to explain it. Okay, so I've got an area, total area of 120. That means that there are 120 people represented in this diagram. Okay. Now, it's asked us specifically for between 17 minutes and 35 minutes. So if I look for 17 minutes and mark it on my diagram, okay, I can see I've got 3 new rectangles to work out the area for. Well, I say 2 new rectangles and one that's going to be the same. The middle one's going to be the same, isn't it? So let's write down what we've got to work out. So from 17 to 24 is going to be my first rectangle. And my second one is going to be from 24 to 30, and my third one is from 30 to 35. Right, so let's see now. So the heights have not changed, so it's still going to be 1, 2.5 and 4.8. So I can work out this, so it's going to be 1 times by the gap between 17 and 24, which is 7. This has got a height of 2.5 and a gap of 6, and this one's got a height of 4.8 and a gap of 5. So if I work that out, if I find out the areas of those 3 middle rectangles, it should tell the number of people who waited between 17 and 35. Now, of course, we haven't quite finished when we've done that, because it tells us the proportion of people. So we're going to say that 46 out of the 120 people had to wait for that long, between 17 and 35 minutes. And I think that cancels down. So 46 out of 120 is the same fraction as 23 out of 60. And if I do that, on my calculator, I can do 23 divided by 60 will give me a decimal proportion, 0.383. So I'm going to call that 0.38 to 2 decimal places. Okay. Right, so we have got a part B for this question, and it's what we call a conditional probability. It says, given that the customer has spent more than 30 minutes. So out of the people who waited 30 minutes or more, well, we need to work that out. We need to work out how many people waited for 36 or more. So we need to work out the number of people who waited for more than 30 minutes. And we need to work out the number of people who waited for more than 36 minutes. Unfortunately for us on a histogram, that's really an easy thing to do. We can just work out the area of these 2 rectangles. So let's think. So out of 30, well, that rectangle is 4.8 high and 15 wide. Okay, and for the people weighted 136, well, that's going to be still 4.8 high, but it's only going to be 9 wide, isn't it? Because from 36 to 45 is a gap of 9. The 4.8 is cancelled, so it just tells me that 9 out of 15 people, if they'd already waited 30 minutes, are going to have to wait also more than 36 minutes. So about 0.6. That's 330 people. Right, so there we have it. That's a 5-mark question, so that's very valuable. You need to practice those. As for the mark scheme, do pause and have a good read. For something, histograms are very practicable. They're very easy to practice before your exam. I wouldn't leave it until the weeks coming up before the exam to get rid of them. Okay, it's very predictable, and you are going to get one of these questions for sure. And looks like we got the right answers, and we showed a method, so I'm pretty happy we got 4 marks there.